If you remember, in a previous video, I stated that it would be amazing if I could hit $1,000 in profits sometime this summer from reselling. And it did not happen this past week.
Won't nobody love you the way they should. Won't nobody check up on you, make sure you're good. Won't nobody check those body treatments for your neck.
Hi everyone, my name is Becky Park and I am a part-time reseller on reselling platforms like Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, Citizen, Facebook Marketplace. Although this past week I only sold on 3 platforms and I'll be sharing those with you in a little bit. But what does that mean that I'm a part-time reseller? It means that on the side of my full-time job as a high school choir teacher, I like to purchase clothing, mainly clothing, some other items as well, but clothing that has been gently used or sometimes brand new with tags as cheap as I can, and I like to sell those things for as much as I can on the different reselling platforms that I just stated. It is a really great side hustle. It's a really great way to make money from home, and if you want to learn more about how to do that for yourself, definitely make sure that you subscribe to my channel, because not only do I share these kinds of what sold videos week after week with you, but I also do thrift hauls, I do tips and tricks videos to teach you how to become a reseller yourself. And so if that's something that you want to try to do, then definitely make sure that you subscribe. And if you're excited to learn what sold for me this past week, then definitely hit that like button and stay tuned. Last week was not amazing. I did go on vacation with my family and another family, and it was so much fun, but I did not plan ahead. I did not have, listings ready to list out while I was gone. I just didn't really want to deal with it. I didn't want to deal with, even if it was just pushing drafts live or anything like that. I knew that the internet would probably be pretty shoddy, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy my vacation. So I did, and I paid for it, but that's okay, because it's okay to, not be on all the time. So let's talk about what did sell, and we're going to start with Monday, which was June 14th. Now, at this point, I was still in town, but you'll notice sales really started slowing down toward the end of the week once I left. So on Monday the 14th, I only had eBay sales. The first thing to sell was this new Sip by Swell cherry print double-walled insulated stainless steel bottle. This was actually just something that one of my husband's friends brought with him when he came. He stopped by for something. I think he came to drop something off, and his wife sent him with a bunch of stuff that they weren't using around the house anymore. A lot of it was new, and it was just stuff that they were getting ready to donate anyway. But since they know that I like to resell on the side, they decided to give it to me instead, and anything that I didn't want, they, gave me the freedom to donate myself. So I definitely listed a bunch of their stuff, including this stainless steel water bottle type thing. I listed it for $12.99 because there were, similar items that had sold around that price point with free shipping. It did cost $5.42 to ship out. It was promoted at 1%, but I did end up making a profit, even after shipping and promoted fees and all that, of $6.14. So if I'm getting stuff for free, I'm totally happy with flipping it for a $6.14 profit, especially because it also sold really fast. I want to say it sold within 48 hours. The next thing to sell was this pair of new with tags cool sawdust, that was the color, contra loose pants. These were in a size 42 by 32 for men. You guys, if you've been watching my channel, know that I fell into a lot of new with tags cool pieces at a local store, and I have had really good luck selling them. This was a smaller sale when it comes to the cool stuff. It only sold for $50, and that was with them paying for shipping, and I did have $26.99 into this particular pair of pants. Typically, I've been paying around $12, $13, but especially at the beginning when I first went, the prices were a little bit higher. So this was definitely one of the highest cost of goods for my cool pants. I still made a profit of $17.23. So I'm pretty happy with it. But for the most part, my cool retail arbitrage pieces have been earning me anywhere north of $20, $30, sometimes even north of $40. So that was definitely a smaller sale, but I'm okay with it. The next thing to sell I was super happy about. It was this Luella purse. The style name is called the Giselle, and it was this black leather shoulder purse, pretty big, kind of, that bigger style that was really popular, a decade or two ago. And I think this was a pretty popular bag back in the day. This particular bag had a lot of wear on the inside. In fact, I kind of forgot how much wear it had, and when it finally sold, because it's been listed for at least half a year. When it finally sold and I got ready to, ship it out, I was just kind of doing my last look through, making sure everything was good. It was not good. The inside was filthy. It was disgusting. So I spent a lot of time cleaning it up, and I had taken pictures of the inside to show the wear and whatnot, but it was bad. So I tried to clean it up as best as I could. I lint rolled it. I turned it upside down and got out all the little dust and debris that was inside. It was not good. So it sold for $65, which was my full asking price on eBay. But again, it had, been listed for quite some time. It was promoted at 1%. I purchased that at a local consignment store last year around this time because they let me come in and shop in bulk. And so I was able to pick this purse up for under $2. So once you factor in shipping, which I did have them pay, but I still had to pay an additional $8.72 because this bag weighed almost 5 pounds. And so I did have to pay, close to $9 for shipping, after fees and my cost of goods and all that. I still made a profit of $46.22. So don't be scared of picking things up, even if they're a little bit dirty or even a lot dirty in this case. Don't be afraid of picking things up if they have flaws, if the value is still there. I did have to sit on this for quite some time, but I'm really happy with the profit. When I filmed, and actually even as I prep for this video, I forgot to talk about this 3-piece skirt suit. So this is by the brand Casper, and I actually picked it up at a local consignment store because I had heard that Casper blazers can do really well at thredUP. So I actually picked it up for thredUP, and I picked up each piece. I believe the jacket and the shell were being sold together for around $8, and the skirt was being sold for around $8. So I do have about $16 into these 3 pieces, but I listed them as a set on, all of my various platforms for $50. They actually sold for my full asking price of $50 on Mercari, and that was after the buyer asked me if I would be able to ship it to her express overnight one day, because she is someone who does dog shows, and she said that this would look really good against the fur color of her dog. Unfortunately, it was going to cost even more than the outfit itself for me to do overnight shipping because it was kind of expensive, and so we just decided to go through Mercari like normal, and it got to her not in time for that particular dog show, but for another one. So I ended up still making a profit on this of $27.25. It was a plus size piece, which is what I think, helped sell this as quickly as it did, because, after it didn't sell on thredUP, I sold it myself after listing it within a week. And I was really surprised by that because I pass up on this brand all the time at the thrift store. But again, I think it did so well because it was kind of unique, it was kind of metallic, and someone was looking for something exactly like this. I just happened to find the perfect buyer. So, maybe I'll pick up more Casper in the future. Who knows? The last thing that I'll share about the sale is that for my plus size pieces, especially for my tops or dresses, I have recently started using this hanger. It is one of those extendable hangers. It's just plastic. They sell it on Amazon in a pack of 6 or something like that, but it is perfect for plus size clothing. And the reason for that is because it allows the plus size clothing to hang more accurately, to show what it would look like on a plus size woman, versus if you take a plus size garment and hang it on a regular hanger. It just doesn't show the shape of the garment as well. And so I don't remember where I heard that. I think someone on Instagram had shared that tip. So I purchased some of those hangers for myself from Amazon. I'll actually put an Amazon affiliate link down below in my description in case you wanted to, pick up a pack for yourself. They were fairly inexpensive. And, it's just really great to, like I said, show the actual shape of a plus size garment. So moving on to Tuesday, which was June 15th, I had a couple Poshmark sales. The first one was this pair of Zara pull-on gray tuxedo pants in a size small. They were just kind of like comfy lounge pants that you pulled on. They sold for $18, and I got them at that same consignment store as the Luella bag, and these I only had about 80 cents into. So after fees and my cost of goods, I made a profit on those pants of $13.60. Those have been listed for quite some time as well, so I'm really happy to see them go. The next thing to sell was another piece from that same consignment store. It was this Entro, which is a boutique brand, blue mixed print trapeze V-neck tunic dress in a size small. It was either a tunic or, I don't know, it was really short if it was a dress, but I just called it a tunic dress to cover my bases. I got a $10 offer on it. It had been listed for close to a year, so I was like, sure, you can have it for $10. I got it for less than $1. My profit on that dress was $6.25. Not everything that I've picked up from that consignment store has been a win, but I've learned a lot through all the pieces that I picked up on that trip. And I've made a lot of money from that trip. Obviously, anything that sells from that consignment store from here on out is just profit because I've already made my money back. But yeah, it was a really great opportunity. And even though I still have a lot of those pieces in my closet, even a handful that I still need to list for whatever reason, I am really thankful that I had that opportunity. And $6.25 here and there, they all add up and makes me pretty happy. And then over on eBay, I sold this new with tags Fila basic performance t-shirt in a size large, just like a basic, workout shirt. This sold for $14.90 on eBay. That was via an offer to watcher that I sent out. It did have free shipping. It was promoted at 1%. I got it in a men's threaded rescue box a while back, so I probably have about $3 into it. Again, my profit was $6.69. That's a lot of things in that $6 mark, but again, they all add up. And then on Mercari, I had a sale. It was this vintage Jordache button-fly high-rise pair of shorts in a faded black color in a size extra large. These sold for $18. That was the offer that was sent to me, and I went ahead and accepted. I did have $8.20 into these. That was my average cost of goods for this local consignment pop-up sale that I went to a few weeks ago. I do have that haul video, and I'll share that with you right here. A lot of that stuff has been selling through really well for me, and these just happened to, kind of sell for a little bit lower of an amount. I didn't actually pay $8.20 for those. Those shorts honestly probably cost me around $4 or $5, but because we were going by average cost of goods, that's what I have it listed as. And so my profit on those shorts was $7.18. $6, $7, $8, they all add up. On Wednesday, which was June 16th, I had a really good sale on Poshmark. If you guys are not following me on Instagram yet, I do share a lot more kind of day-to-day behind the scenes type stuff over there. And my Instagram handle is Becky Park on Poshmark as well. So definitely follow me over there. And I did talk about this sale because it was a full price sale on Poshmark, and it was from a Poshmark guest, which means that they weren't actually a Poshmark user. They didn't have a Poshmark account, but they found this item using Google search. And you have the option when you find something on Google to just purchase it through Google. And they kind of create a bogus, guest account for you on whatever platform it is that you're trying to buy something on. And that way you don't have to go through the hassle of actually visiting that platform and creating an account and all that kind of stuff. And you know that you're dealing with one of those people if the handle is something like Posh Guest and a series of random numbers and letters. So that's what I had here. The piece that this person purchased was from The Limited, and it was a collaboration that they did with Scandal, the TV show, and it was this gray plaid cape with a faux leather trim in a size small. It was a piece modeled after something that the character Olivia Pope, who was played by Kerry Washington, something that she wore on the show. I'm not actually a Scandal watcher. I've actually never watched an episode. I'm just not super into dramas. If you're a Scandal watcher, let me know down in the comments why you think I should watch it, if you think I'd even like it. But I do know about the show. I do know that the fashion on the show was amazing. And so when I saw this at that consignment store and I knew that I'd be able to score it for under $1, I was like, sure, let's just see what happens. Turns out this is a pretty amazing collection, a collaboration collection that The Limited has done that people really are seeking out those pieces. So if you come across anything that is The Limited Scandal collection, definitely look up comps. It's probably worth picking up. So I had this listed originally at, I want to say $100. I kind of kept dropping the price throughout the, weeks and weeks and months that it was listed. I got a lot of lowball offers on it. It had a ton of likes. It finally sold for my full asking price to a guest user for $70. I had less than $1 into it, you guys. So I made a profit of $55.20 on that. The way that you get those purchases from guest users is to just have great SEO, great keywords. Just make it so that people who are looking for something on Google, your description and your listing title and your pictures are so good on Poshmark that it's going to show up even on Google. And then you never know who's going to buy your stuff that way. Moving on to eBay, I had a good number of sales over on eBay this Wednesday. So the first thing to sell was this pair of new with tags J. Crew Factory Frankie Bermuda shorts in a size 0. I believe I sold this identical pair of shorts last week. I picked up 3 of these retail arbitrage at a J. Crew Factory in Indianapolis when I went I want to say like 2 summers ago. So it's kind of been a minute, but these last two finally sold, back to back in these past couple of weeks. And I sold this pair for $19.99, which was my full asking price. They paid for shipping. I had about 97 cents into them because they were super clearance down. And so I made a profit of $17.17. The next thing to sell was another pair of shorts, but these were from Talbot. They were the perfect short in a green color with a high waist, and they were in a size 16. These sold for $14.90. That was the offer that I sent out to watchers. They paid for shipping. I got these at that local consignment store for under $1. They were promoted at 1%, and so I made a profit of $13.60. You'll notice I sold a decent number of shorts this week. The next thing to sell was this J. Jill black textured shift dress with pockets in a size small petite. I was just so happy that this sold. One, because I knew that my pictures were kind of crap. Like, I feel like when I took the pictures this day, there was like a smudge or something on the lens. And so everything is just like not really clear. The lighting was awful. I was like, this is never going to sell. But it did for my full asking price of $19.99. It was listed with free shipping. I probably had about $4 into this because I got it a long time ago. I don't know why I picked it up. Like, J. Jill can sell really well, but I don't know why I thought I needed this basic black dress in a size small petite. Like, that combined with the poor pictures is probably why I've had this listed for so long. But it did finally sell, and I made a profit of $9.79. So there you go. A lot of like very mature brands sold for me this past week though. The next thing to sell, this was my first time picking up this brand and selling this brand. It is Judy Blue. I'd never heard of it, but I was watching this video that Amber from Amber Resells made about denim and like the best-selling denim on, various platforms. And I believe she mentioned Judy Blue. I think it was a brand that she talked about from Mercari. I'd never heard of it before. And I don't really remember ever seeing it before either. And I feel like I would have remembered if I'd seen it because it really reminds me of Judy Blume, who was one of my favorite childhood authors. But I found them at that pop-up consignment sale that I went to a couple weekends ago. They were these distressed jeans with like a raw hem, and the hem was kind of like angled, and the label inside said that they were the skinny fit. So I listed these for $35. I sent out offers to watchers on these for $29.90. They were promoted at 1%. I had them pay for shipping. Again, my average cost of goods for that trip was $8.20. So I ended up making a profit of $18.48, and they sold really quickly. So definitely if I find that brand of jeans out in the wild again, I will pick them up. And they were kind of interesting because it seemed like they sized for juniors. So the size was 11:30. Usually if the size on jeans is in an odd number, so like 1, 3, 5, 7, that means it's for juniors. So you see that a lot, in jeans from places like Hollister or Pacific Sunwear. And so for that reason, I was like, oh, I don't know if these are really going to sell that quickly, because typically juniors just doesn't move very well. But it also has the waist size, which is 30. So I just went ahead and put both. And, like I said, they sold really quick. So I will definitely be on the lookout for that brand from here on out. The next thing to sell I was really happy about, it's the brand J. McLaughlin. You guys know I love selling J. McLaughlin. It was this ivory quarter zip pullover in their, popular Catalina cloth. That's what they're known for, is this like stretchy jersey knit. It sold for $35 with free shipping, and I had about $8 into it. I bought it at a local consignment store, and I do remember paying up for it a little bit, but I do that for J. McLaughlin because it does sell pretty well. And it even had a little flaw on the collar, like there was a little mark on it or something like that, but it still sold for $35, and I made $18.08. I did have it listed for quite some time, but also it's not really the season for, these kinds of pullovers. This is when it started to get real dicey because I left on Friday for my trip. So starting Wednesday, Thursday, I just wasn't doing as much. I wasn't listing as much because I was getting ready for the trip. But Thursday, which was June 17th, I had one eBay sale, and it was this pair of Nike Pro dry fit compression shorts in like this kind of like neon green color with polka dots on it. They were in a size small. I had actually picked these up for myself. And then I tried them on the other day, and I was like, oh no. Oh, like it was bad. It was rough. Like typically I wear an extra small, but like these shorts in a size small weren't even working. You guys, it is rough. This pandemic has done a number on me, okay? So I quickly listed them because I was like, I'm not gonna try to wear these. I'm not gonna fit my booty in these things. So I listed them. They sold really fast for $14.99. And typically these like Nike Pro compression shorts, they do move really well. They don't move for a ton. They move for like $15 to $18. But they do move pretty quickly on places like eBay and Mercari. So I sold them for $15. That was with them being promoted at 1%, them paying for shipping. I made a profit of $13.34. And then on Mercari, I sold this tank top by the brand Highline, which is actually part of Madewell. It was this striped linen tank and it sold for $15. That was the offer sent to me. And I had less than $1 into it because it was from that local consignment store. So I made a profit of $11.96. And then on Friday, which was June 18th, I had a couple sales over on Poshmark. The first was this pair of Adrian Vittadini black pointed toe Diorce flats in a size 9. These sold for $15 using my closet clear out method, and I got them for less than $2 from that local consignment store. So my profit on those shoes was $10.20. The next thing to sell was this Lily Pulitzer Linny floral print scallop skirt in a size 10. I also got that from the local consignment store for under $1 during that big bulk sale. And I used my closet clear out method, dropped the price from, I want to say at this point I had it priced at $40. So I dropped the price to $35 and I made a profit on that skirt of $27.20. I did have it listed for like half a year or something. So it's not like it was a quick sell. Lily Pulitzer usually does tend to sit around for me quite a bit. The next thing to sell I was really excited about. It was this pair of Coach Jerry logo slide on leather wedges in a size 7B. I've had these listed for a long time and I finally got around to relisting them because I was sending a bunch of stuff to eBliss because eBliss does a lot of my shipping for me now. If you want to learn more about eBliss, I do have a video right here where I talk to actually the owners of eBliss. And I have a link down below as well if you're interested in reaching out and seeing if it's a good fit for you, if you're sick of doing your own shipping. But I was putting together a box of stuff to send them and I had a little bit of room, so I was just going through my shoes. These I had already listed, like I said, but I decided that I would send them to eBliss and just go ahead and relist them. And once they finally got pushed live, it only took 2 or 3 days after they were relisted for them to sell, and I was really happy about that. Plus I used my closet clear out method, so I dropped the price from $50 to $40, and I did get them in a thread up shoe rescue box. The last time I got a box it was still $90, so I had $6 into each pair of shoes, and that's how much I had into these. So I made a profit of $26 on those. On Saturday, the 19th, I had 0 sales on all of the platforms that I sell on. So $0 sales days do happen to people like me. They happen to everyone, and especially so when you're on vacation and you're just not doing anything when it comes to, reselling. By the way, I went to the Smoky Mountains. It was amazing. We had such a good time, but I did not do very well in the reselling department of my life, which I'm okay with. But moving on to Sunday, which was June 20th, I had 2 Mercari sales. The first one was this really cute pair of Zara Trafalic polka dot ruffle shorts in a size extra small. They sold for $12. I think I got those for free. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I got them for free. So I made a profit of $10.15 on those. And they were probably listed for like, I want to say 2 weeks or something like that. And then finally, I sold this Tommy Bahama red full zip pullover in a size large for men. It sold for $25. I think that the price had just kind of dropped to $25 at that point, and someone bought it outright. My cost of goods was $2.37 because that was the average cost of goods for that thrift trip. And so I made a profit on that pullover of $19.10. I only had sales on 3 platforms. And also, one thing that you don't know about from just hearing about my sales is that I had to cancel 3 sales, all on Poshmark. And the reason for that is because I was on vacation. I just wasn't diligent about deleting items that had sold. And in my mind, I was like, okay, these items that have sold, like no one cares about them. They're not like really popular items. Like they're not going to sell anywhere else. It was so rough. I had to cancel 3 sales. And I do get this question pretty often because if you've watched my channel, you know that I swear by the cross-listing software List Perfectly. That's what enables me to list on so many different platforms and make sales on so many different platforms. But the problem is if you have all of those listings on different platforms, if you are not diligent about deleting them from the other platforms once they sell in one place, then you run the risk of selling the same item on multiple platforms. So don't be like me. List Perfectly does make it so easy to delete your listings from the other platforms once they sell, even if you are not on your computer. Like you can even, quickly pull up those listings on the different platforms using your phone, using List Perfectly. And this is if you list into List Perfectly first using their database. It doesn't work if like you list to Poshmark first and then you cross list from Poshmark to other platforms. I have a video about that as well, and I will put it right here. But if you are not diligent like me and you're just kind of like hanging out in the hot tub at your cabin in the Smoky Mountains and not caring about that kind of stuff, then you will sell the same thing to multiple people on multiple platforms. And that's awful. I was an awful reseller this past week and it shows. So don't be like me. But you should be like me in the sense of like, if you're not using List Perfectly, you should. And by the way, List Perfectly has been so generous and offered me this amazing coupon code. I will have it right here. If you use that before July 6th, you can actually save 40% off of your first month of List Perfectly instead of only 30%. So if you've been on the fence, oh my God, this is the time to try it. You can also use that code if you want to upgrade from one plan to another. So let's say you're on the simple plan, but you want the opportunity to, bulk cross list instead of cross listing one item at a time, then, you can upgrade from the simple plan to the business plan and save 40% on that upgrade the first month that you do it. So it's a great promotion. I'll have the link down below. You can use that coupon code and save yourself some extra money on List Perfectly. But let's talk about my overall numbers. It was, like I said, a pretty sad week. I still came out okay though. On Poshmark, I only sold 6 things. That was for a gross sales amount of $188 with a cost of goods of $11. If you factor in shipping and fees and all that good stuff, the total drops to $149.45. And if you factor in my cost of goods, my actual profit on Poshmark was $138.45. On eBay, I actually did much better than I did on Poshmark. I sold 10 items and my gross sales was $277.65. My cost of goods was $53.76. And if you factor in shipping and fees, my total drops to $214.55. And once you subtract my cost of goods from that, what actually made its way into my bank account from eBay is $160.79. On Mercari, I had 4 sales. That was for a gross sales amount of $70 with a cost of goods of $11.37. My total earned, once you factor in Mercari's fees, drops to $59.76. And once you factor in my cost of goods, that drops to $48.39 of profit. Those were the only platforms that I sold on, just those 3. I sell on 6. On average, I sell on at least 4 to 5 of the platforms that I sell on, but it was a rough week. So I sold a total of 20 items last week for a gross sales amount of $535.65. My cost of goods on those 20 items was $76.13. Once you factor in shipping and fees and all that good stuff, my total drops to $423.76. And when you subtract my cost of goods, my profit that goes into my bank account came out to $347.63. That's about half of where I want to be for the week. My goal every week is to make at least like $650. But it is what it is. I went on vacation and the current week that we're in started off really slow too. In fact, it was just an awful, awful week. Today, I'm filming this really late. Today is Friday, and thankfully Friday today has been amazing. I think I've done over $200 in sales, but man, it is hard to build momentum, but so easy to kill it. So, if you are going to go on a trip or something, don't be like me. See if you can perhaps schedule things out. You can even on Poshmark do the drop later, and you can just set the date and time that you want your new listings to drop. You can schedule eBay listings out for later. There are a lot of things that you can do, and I personally just chose not to do them. So I do have a few more trips coming up. I'm going to New York in a few weeks. And then after that, I'm going to Seattle. So, you know, for those trips, maybe I will be smarter. Maybe I will plan a little better, but I don't regret anything. Like, you know, I didn't make as much, but I made some really great memories with my family. And at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. So that's what sold for me this past week. If you guys enjoyed this video and my lack of sales, if it makes you feel better about yourself, definitely hit that like button. I hope that you guys are experiencing some great sales and at least doing some really fun sourcing. But that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.